here, get in here, come on in here. Get in here this morning. I'm so happy to see you guys. Good morning to you. Grab your coffee, grab your cocktail, whatever you're gonna get. This is 7 steps to reinvent and pivot your company in 90 days. Come on in. Get in here, yo. Hello, LinkedIn, baby. Hello, LinkedIn family. Everyone on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, KareemAntonio.com. Hello, good morning, good morning. Come on in, you guys. Come on in. We're talking about this today. The new normal is here to stay, and we see signs that it will linger around even after the entire world has been vaccinated. Some folks never are going to go back to the way it was. Tell me the truth, you guys. Tell me the honest truth. Do you really want to go back the way that it was, like completely? Before delivery, before the world was washing their hands all the time, before Zoom meetings and your shirt and your tie and your boxers. Tell me the truth. Some things, yes, they can go back the way they were. I miss the club, I miss traveling, things like that. But other things are here to stay. Think about this, you guys. You can now get your degree for Harvard online. Online Harvard degree. Okay. In today's new normal, you guys, either you have to do it or you have an opportunity to do it. Either way, you need to do it right now. Change your paradigm, change the way that you see this. I'm talking about pivoting right now this morning, reinventing your business and maybe even yourself. Check this out, you guys. I'm going to go through all of these. There's only two types of people in the world right now. There's only 2 types. You're either proactive or you're either reactive. That's it, because it's happening to all of us right now. And you know you need to reinvent. You know you need to pivot. You know, to me, your perspective right now is so very, very important. How you see the world right now is so key. Okay, again, I have 7 steps that you can take right now, immediately, today after this video, to reinvent your business model, to pivot your company, and you can do it in 90 days. That's how long it took me, people. The summer of 1986, my first little landscaping business. I was just a kid at the time. I was in La Mesa Elementary in California, San Diego, USA. Fast forward to 2008, you guys, the recession, I did it again. And again in 2010 when I bounced back after the recession. And yet again, here we are after the Rona hit the world. Pivot, reinvent. It's an opportunity. Embrace it. This is a proven strategy right here that I'm doing, people. I've been doing this over and over, and I do it with my clients. You're going to want to see this episode. So click this, like this, share it, send it to your friends, whatever you want to do. Go get the coffee, go get whatever you're going to get, okay? Share it to a loved one. If this isn't for you, share it to a loved one or a colleague that you know is going through this issue right now. It may just be the insights that they need to get them motivated, to get their karma back, to get their mojo back for their rebirth, to rethink, to recharge, to reorganize. Because people, understand this, the phoenix is not something to be feared or to be ashamed of, you guys. Think about that. This is an opportunity. For me, it's been a blessing, actually. It's been a blessing in so many ways, a blessing in disguise, I'll say it that way. I've done this multiple times since starting my first business in the 6th grade in San Diego, you guys. I mean, I've helped hundreds of clients to do this. And it works whether you're launching a startup or you have an existing small business, and it even works, you guys, if you're like a corporate CEO out there. You see that old setup, that old organization isn't working, the pie chart doesn't look right, the flow chart isn't working right, just isn't working in this new normal, even for a CEO. But look at this, you guys. This is going to be really good. We're going to talk about this, but you guys, get to work. You know you're at work. Set the reminder, send it to a friend, whatever you got to do, people. But you know what? You're going to want to go grab your coffee, go to the water cooler. If it's in the evening in the US, grab a cocktail. You might want to grab a pen. We're going to go through all of these right here. So grab a snack, you guys, and come on back.
Success is for everyone. You're special. You're live on the set with Kareem Jackson. Kareem Jackson is here. Turn your dreams into reality. Remember, baby, success is for everyone. Live on the set. New shows weekly.
Good morning, you guys. Hello, how are you? How are you? Good morning, you guys. I'm glad that you're here. Hello, good morning to you, LinkedIn. We are so happy to be here, especially promoting my nerdy new geeky look for Outs, you guys, our big sponsors, you guys, our fantastic folks over there at outs.us. This is a great episode today, you guys. You saw the trailers and everything. You saw all the stuff. This is going to be 7 steps to reinvent and pivot yourself. So I got my my smart glasses out and my polo shirt because you guys are going to want to love to hear about this, because this is what we take clients through the first 90 days of any consultation where they need to repivot or reinvent themselves. We take them through this because there's a certain consultation, there's a certain insight, and mind you, it's data, it's inside information, it's emotions, it's numbers, it's all these things, it's outcomes, it's visions. Of course, if you want to tell a consultant how you want to get to 10 and you're at 1 or you're at 7 or you're at 5, right? Then there's a conversation that has to be had about where you are. And typically right now, it's not just about going forward or horizontally anymore. Because of Corona, right? The whole world is on this reinvention pivot thing. So today we're talking about the fantastic ways that you guys can go through the steps, you guys, to reinvent yourself, to recreate yourself, and to take your company through a new pivot. The 7 steps to reinvent and to pivot yourself today, and the 90 days comes up is because this is what we take our clients through. So we're taking you through each of these steps. And some of these are going to surprise you guys. Some of these are going to be like, what? No way. That's what they do. That's what we do. That's how we do it. And usually what happens is that the companies come in and they're usually always in crisis. They're always frustrated about something, or they're worried about if they're going to be able to do this, and they're going to worry if they're going to be able to take their company through it and their employees through it. They worry about who was going to be able to believe in it, how they were going to get people to do different things. But now that what we see with our clients now since COVID-19, employees are eager, partners are eager, everyone is eager. If you've got a business and they're trying to, the world is trying to come back. It doesn't matter whether you're in China, America, Russia, Europe, it doesn't really matter, Africa, it doesn't matter. Everyone is coming back. There's a few places that I wasn't hit that heavy at the place. But typically nowadays, anyone in business does business semi-globally or something. So they were affected even by default, right? Maybe they didn't have one case there, but they were a tourist spot. So people stopped coming. You know what I mean? That's why there was no cases. So it's a different situation. So when you go through with your team and your partners or whatever about this, they're going to be really open, a little bit more open than what you think about. What we take our clients through when we first sit down with them is we really discuss first, do you want to change your name or your logo? And we're taking notes and we're writing, do you want to change your name or your logo? Meaning maybe before, some companies actually were named things that are not cool anymore. And I don't mean just like cool, like cool in the gang, but I mean like also not politically correct, anymore. Some clients, for example, their name is it's old school to them, or maybe there's a bigger product or another service that they think that they want to rebrand and make their company now the umbrella company. There's divisions in companies that have now boomed that now need to kind of have their own situation because no one thought about it. If you're a restaurant, for example, any service, a restaurant or a massage parlor or a salon or, any service industry, to reinvent yourself, technically a lot of that means, can you have an online presence that's like really, really good? That's what it means. So a lot of those folks out there actually now are going through and they're actually changing their names, rebranding, or either creating another brand to really push that through, because what we know out here right now for you guys is that whole element of delivery or whatever is a new convenience. It's a new thing. And then everyone, all the contacts, everyone that was online, everything that happened during COVID, all of those contacts, all those likes are on their social media feeds. So one thing about reinventing and pivoting your company, really think about your name. I know it sounds crazy, but if you need to change it or add to it, create another brand, or maybe you don't have branding, so you need to create a brand that your company can own or your company can be presented by or promoted by. Like you see a lot of us, we do a lot of that in our circles. Then do that, because you want to start off with the visuals. A visual gives inspiration. Even if you say that your company owns this, you don't want to change your own. But if you're a big company and you are trying to look young, you got to level up that logo. You got to change them. You got to make a drastic change in investment, looks, uniforms, colors. Remember, everyone's been gone anyway. So it's a perfect time to go ahead and remodel the offices, do new uniforms, all those things, new campaigns, because the world has changed. Number two, you guys, let's go through this really quick. A new vision statement. We take our clients through really sitting with them. Once we go through the name, which of course, there's a whole process of why this name, why that logo, what colors, because our company used to be black, for example, especially when we market online. The new vision statement, usually we sit with them. It takes like a day. This is a 90-day process. These few here, the first 30 days. Understand, we take them, you need to figure this one out. It could be one page. It matters on how precise or how complicated the company is, but you really want to have it. You really kind of want to print it, because remember, you're also got to motivate your team with this whole pivot thing and this whole reinvention. You got to motivate your partner or your spouse or your investors, maybe the bank. Of course, you got to lead the customers too, the new and the old customers. So the new vision statement, and really talk about what you see. Close your eyes and think, what do I see? And from the client's perspective and yours, but we walk the client through saying, where are your clients? Where are you at? How much do you want to work? What's the issue? Now have you realized that you want to stay home more? Have you realized that you don't see the big offices anymore? You don't see that anymore. You don't see the big expenses anymore. You also see that a lot of your employees were older and they would love to work from home, or part-time, full-time. And it would be really good for them, And the truth of it is, maybe they do jobs like they could be at home, if they're secretaries, things like that. Maybe there's a situation where you do see, and the whole point of vision is to be able to see, because you got to draw this picture for all the people that are going to follow you in this new place, this new reinvention, this new pivot. Is this number three, which delegate and outsource non-core tasks and jobs. First, it was a recession when we first were celebrating 20 years here at Canco. But now with the corona, it's like a double recession. For the whole rest of the world, there's the coronavirus, the lockdown. But if you're in America, it may be Britain a little bit and the West in general a little bit, but you're just on your feet from the 2008 recession. You're just on your feet. Many people lost everything. And now, boom, here we are again, right? No BS aside, you need to save money. And by delegating and outsourcing, remember, around the world, there's 100 million people, professional people that worked last year. They're not working this year. And 80% of them probably are doing things online. The workers, they've gone to Fiverr.com. They've gone working for companies like, for example, when you go to outs.us and you outsource, they've gone to BPOs around the world, or they have their own small business and they work for their city and they have, they're making their money around the neighborhood. But whatever it is, delegating and outsourcing nowadays is not like it used to be, because no one's hiring these people. Graphic designers in America aren't making $80 an hour anymore. That was 10 years ago. IT guys aren't making $100,000 a year anymore. Well, some of them are, but there's so many around, they're not. But the guys that were really good doing the IT, they have IT firms now. They're top executives now. The guys that were out there doing the graphics design, they got graphics design firms now. They've got 50, 60, 75 clients, on Fiverr from all over the world now. They're okay, typically, most of them. What happened was that it got to where it became so needed and so affordable and so on demand globally, because everyone wanted to compete with America, that all of these talents went up. But the management and the sales and all of that, that's the key component. So now, not corporations, big companies, they can't afford and don't need to have a full-time designer maybe on their staff. But there's many, many designers out there that would definitely love the work, because now the market is huge. It's not just big companies anymore. Small companies, startups, the barbershop, everyone has a logo now. Everyone has a brand. Everyone has a graphic. Everyone has social media. And the good thing about that is that, one, that means the world is getting connected. Everyone's online. They can connect with each other, whether you're buying, selling, whatever it is. But the other thing is that the power is away from the big guys now. Now, Alana Locks, my sister, hey, baby sister Alana Jackson, right? Alana's Locks, right, looks just as good online as Supercuts. Maybe even better. Let me give you an example really quick, and we're going to move on to this this next number 4 here, reorganize your team and your business, okay? And I'm going to go into this just for 5 more seconds, you guys. The reason this is crazy important is because 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, there wasn't technology, so the workers had to come work for you. They couldn't work at home. There was a time when the company gave you your cell phone. Now everybody got a cell phone, which is more powerful than the biggest computer 50 years ago. Everyone has a laptop. Even having a home now, they have a home. They don't need to stay at your company or have company housing, things like that. Around the world. And talents now, the employment pool leveled up. It's not a negative thing. Now, employees, if you ask your own employees, they would love to work at home. They would love to partly work at home. That you were the one keeping them in the office. You were the one doing that. But now I think that we all see that that's not the way it is anymore. And one thing that when you really outsource the things that are not need to be done and you learn how to delegate really, really good, it's like your company becomes immediately like a celebrity, right? Your company, you're able to focus and you be the celebrity, the best at what you do, right? And not worry about any of the operations. That's what happens to your company. The number 4, you want to reorganize your team and your business. So, and I mean literally, like if you have offices, you want to go in there and you want to reorganize and paint walls. Because we have a new logo now, new vision statement, right? So you want to at least go in and paint the walls, or you want to at least go in and reorganize. Meaning, I give you an example. There's waiters that you're at your restaurant, and now you don't have a lot of clients. And so we're helping them do their rebranding. A client actually now in a beautiful, fabulous beach resort, fabulous place. But what they did was they said, okay, remind you, this is Asia. So every waiter knows how to drive a motorcycle or a scooter. They had an up and down business, and so they closed and the kitchen was upstairs, okay? Because there's a terrace, right? They got rid of the whole downstairs for seating, and now they turn the actual downstairs into parking for cute Vespa scooters. And all of the waiters now deliver in the full waiter uniform on these scooters. And mind you, they already know everybody, right? So it started off delivering during COVID when no one else would, food to people that couldn't reach the resort that were in the area, right? And then now it's turned into a thing. You can have it at your house. They set it up for you. They have the same things. They go there. They have a service where they have masks or whatever. They spray things. They set the table if you want them to do it, or they just drop off the food. But now it's the same thing, because before, right, you sat in the restaurant. We figured, okay, well, they sat in the restaurant. Let's reorganize this, because one, they can't. You got to have less tables anyway. And two, they didn't deliver before. They were thinking like, no, we can't. We don't want to do that. Or you could, of course, the old school. You went to the restaurant. You picked up your pickup. So they had a nice little pickup lane, right? But now in the new school, that's all. All for delivery, because now they have massive new clients in the area. And now that tourism is slowly opening up, then they have more of those tourists. So you want to reorganize everything and tell your team the same thing. So we are on the next one. This next one here, you can see it behind me actually. You want to establish the new goal. Okay. Very important. Big key right here. We take our clients through that. Right now, when it comes down to it, you've got all this stuff, all these things you're doing, and you want to make sure that you establish that new goal. And the way that you do this, you guys, is that if you go through and you got your logo and things like that, you got the rebrand, we got you through the look, you're all bought in, your team is bought in for the whole way you look, you're delegating, you're outsourcing, you're going to see what you can save, what folks you need and that you don't need right there through that. And then you're going to go through and you're going to establish that new reorganizing the team and things like this, right? Typically, one thing that we like to make sure that we do is we like to make sure that when you're going through these, when you're saying, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, now we're good. Okay, now we got to establish the goal. You notice we didn't say money to make. We didn't say people to fire, people to hire, not freedom. We didn't say any of that stuff. You notice that, right? That's not what we said. What we're saying is we need to establish your new goal. And for a lot of companies, the new goal may be to have as much business online as they have offline, because last time it killed them and wiped them out, and they never want that to happen again. But my point is that when you go through this and you establish your new goal, make sure that one thing, it shouldn't be money. Never make money the goal. Don't make sales the goal, or the number the goal, because money's only the outcome of other things done well, right? Clients come into your business, they like your food, they pay you for the food, they tip your waiter, and they walk out. Now you got money. So really, shouldn't food quality, shouldn't those things be the goals?
The goal might be for you to have more content, show your menu more, barbecue online, do your makeup line, things like that. But mind you, people would come into the business, they would see you as well, right? It's almost as if, you would almost want to be able to have a camera and always be, going live at your restaurant online all day, all the time. No different than when they walked in the door, what they see. That might be your hook. But at the end of the day, your goal shouldn't be money, because maybe before you were already doing that. And so you had the money. But then when the COVID hit or when the recession hit, you didn't have the other things to sustain you. And it wasn't worth it because you weren't even happy. You were stressed out, So then when it hit, you were like, damn, oh my God, I'm just stressed out now. And now I got to do more. So really this time, when you go through all of this now with your new logo, with all this new vision, when you go through, when we with our clients, we take them through, we say, well, this time with your goal, let's make the goal something that everybody can buy into. Everybody. It's something very simple, like great food at a cheap price. Make that the goal. Because ultimately, as an owner of a business or a CEO or an entrepreneur, you know that if you can do this, you will get money. So let's this time focus the business on this, because now remember, we've already went through all this delegation. So probably this, and this are the core things you're only focused on right now anyway. So number 6, you guys, happiness has got to be an ROI, at least this time. And I mentioned this a little bit before, but I want to really dive into it here, is that I think that now we all realize from COVID, and the whole world kind of woke up and now realize what's important in life. We really do. Yes, we need money to survive, but do you need that Gucci bag? Do you need this? Do you need that? Because ultimately, happiness is really a personal thing. The things that make you happy, or whether it's in personal life or business life, are not the things that make me happy. Or maybe they could be. If they do, then we're a perfect couple, right? The same as your goal from this client is not the same goal as this client, because people get into business for kind of different things. When you take money out the equation, and when we have our clients in consulting, we don't talk in money, because really, if you know anything about accounting, forensic accounting especially, they follow the money. What that means to an owner like us is that they're following the stuff, the assets, the revenue streams. That's what they're following, because everyone knows on a balance sheet, you have these assets. These assets come together in this unique formula. And then the outcome of that is money. And then that's why you can deduct your investment in your assets and then pay taxes on the money. My point here about happiness is you're going to make money, whatever it is you're doing. Of course, it's a given that you're going to make money, but maybe money is not exactly it. There may be free things you can get from the partnership. There may be perks, and there may be things like you would be paying for anyway with your money, if you understand what I'm talking about. And one of the things you can't buy. So now happiness can be part of your ROI, because now the things that make you happy, the thing that around you, the way that you set up everything during this reinvention, this pivot, should be centered around making you and the people around you happy. And this is the last one, actually, number 7, you guys. You got to make sure that you have an online and digital strategy. You need to make sure that when you reinvent yourself this time, for whatever reason it is, you want to make sure that you go through here and you have an online and digital strategy. And the reason I'm saying that they're two different things, if you made a lot of money and you were hurt during COVID because you were online, like nursing homes, a lot of restaurants, a lot of local entertainment companies, a lot of politicians and the government type agencies we work with, a lot of like if you're we work with we have a lot of like local entrepreneurs, right? So they went to chambers of commerce mixers every month, and the Breakfast Club and back scratchers. That was their thing, right? Now they don't have that, or if they have that, it's just not effective anymore online, not as effective. So you want to make sure that this time, that if you don't have it and you happen to have a friend, you guys, if you have a friend out there that his online game, they ain't got it, or her online game, they don't have it, send them this video, please, in an email and tell them this could double your business for you, because you don't have it already. If you're listening right now, you have it and you know what it is, and all we're saying to you is we want you to have a brand new reinvented online and digital strategy. Many people, you guys would be shocked, that we meet because of social media. Usually they find our company on Facebook or on Instagram. So they're emailing or they're on Facebook, but they really have never really considered themselves a company that deserves to be on social media or that deserves to be on, have a website, or maybe for all this time, they're a professional. Like there's doctors, we have clients, for example, that have medical facilities, right? They live mainly before off of, government contracts or they were certified in their field, especially so people walked in the door. And they never really considered, now we need to have a different look, a different brand, a different website, because now maybe a lot of you don't know this, but if you're in the States and you get government money for your facility, in the medical field, even when you go to Medicare and you want to be a subcontractor for them, they require websites now. Yeah. That's why a lot of these folks are saying, wait a second, we don't have this, we don't have that, because they were more focused on the grants, on the paperwork right in front of you, the meeting the person at the agency, right? But now these folks want to see, that you're out there doing business, that you're out there not just living off of them. They want to see that you really are not just, that you have a real business you're trying to push, because the government knows, y'all, this money could run out. They know it. So understand this is that you want to make sure that you have an online digital strategy. And if you already have one, you want to make sure you have a new one that matches all these things that we've talked about today. LinkedIn right now in 2021 is where it's at. All the business folks are there. Even if you're just there being social and seeing what other folks are doing, LinkedIn is a wonderful, wonderful place. I have a friend that pretty much says that LinkedIn is the boardroom, whereas Facebook and all of those are between the club and the bedroom and the but LinkedIn is definitely the boardroom. Anyone that you would connect with and get a calling card at the Chamber of Commerce mixer would be on LinkedIn. And then when you do your new content, because you have a new logo and all these things, you're talking about that. That's what you're pushing. That's what people are going to start seeing. And you need to give a new experience to you, whatever that means for you. But when you do posts, understand, make the post for a niche number of people, not a niche market, not a demographic. Those words are so big before because you needed big numbers, because before social media, before the pandemic, target marketing was not targeted. LinkedIn, you can literally, if you know that you sell a shirt that says, I love whiteboard presentations, for a fact who that is, who does whiteboards. You can put the titles in there, managers, presenters, project managers. You can put the tag for in there. So now, and it tells you, remember, these are not people in the area that you don't know anything about them. These are not black, white, city, non-city, not at all. These are people that do project marketing, and anyway, nowadays it's different. So you can walk right over them. So if you just target those people, whatever it is, or if you know people already, a good way to use your online marketing, maybe let me tell you this too, is if you are a company that's pivoting and changing. One thing that we take our clients through that's really, really effective, that is crazy effective, because usually if they don't know this, they weren't really big on social media before as a business or, personal, but now they have learned it. Sorry, you guys, the dogs are barking. But what happens is it to target your existing clients that maybe you still have or you lost. If you have client list and know who your people are, that's a big one. The last part here, the launch, just to get in this row a little bit here. The launch is really, really key. You've got to relaunch, because remember, the relaunch is not for sales. It could be, but it's not for sales. It's not for marketing. It's for total PR, total engagement. And that means including by your partners, your staff, your subcontractors. If you have partners or subcontractors or suppliers, right, they like seeing that you know marketing, that you know advertising, that you know it. They like seeing that you're launching something. They like seeing that you know that, even if it's very simple. It could be a 10-minute YouTube video where you're launching whatever it is, or whatever the creative is for you. But you want to make sure that it's a special thing. It could be you by yourself popping a champagne bottle and drinking to a toast. But you want to make sure that you do it, because even if 20 people see it, but they're the right 20 people, and now they see it, really, when you're new at this and you're repivoting, that's a big deal to you, because at the end of the day, those are people that you didn't have before. And it can prove to you that something that you're doing works. It's like that. A lot of times clients come in and they want to pivot or they want to reinvent, but they really are doing it for financial reasons. So I take you through the whole goals and things. But by the time that you get to here, you realize you've been reinvented. You've made a pivot in your head, a paradigm shift in your head. You've done that. So you're launching the new you. Inherently, maybe your new business, your new team, Revive, with new uniforms or whatever it might be. And we do that all the time here. We do this process all the time, either with new products or new clients, or of course with COVID, we pivoted everything. We literally threw a dozen books online digital because we couldn't reach and we weren't going to put them out. And then now we're realizing folks really like that. They like that they don't need to see this show, and they can still go to my Google Play or the App Store or Kareem.com, you guys, /ebooks. Hey, and you can see, outsource everything. You can read it no matter what color you are, no matter where you are, because remember now, because of digital, you guys, especially in America, understand this. The world is out there. The world is looking. They may not be able to buy from your restaurant, but they're definitely watching you barbecue them damn ribs. They're definitely watching your cooking videos. They're definitely doing that. So you're building brand. So eventually, over time, as things level up, as things change, you're going to be gaining momentum. And when the opportunity comes, you're going to be more popular, more connected, or more experienced than you thought. With the whole thing of the launch, you just want to make sure that you understand and recognize that you have made a pivot, you've made a paradigm, because typically we're going through this back and forth with you. You're giving us the data. We're writing it. So when we get it all done, it's a big deal. And if you're a small business, it's actually harder for you than if you're a big business. If you're a big business, like a CEO, and they're going through this, the company, when you're in a conference with a big business, for example, especially back in the day with the conference tables, the company, they are all here, right? And say I'm here and the client's here. The company's here, my team is over here, but their company's over here. They know usually what needs to happen. Very rarely as a CEO, really and true, unless you're young, like my age, or a little bit older, under 55, right? CEO, especially going back to Ford and Rockefeller and all of these guys. The whole thing was all about you. You were the titan of wealth. You were the one, right? But nowadays, your whole team, they know what needs to be done. They know that they're buying everything they own online. They know they have tons of apps. You're the one saying, don't go online in the office, don't download, don't tweet, right? You're the one saying. So now when we go through things, we're like, well, how many of you guys like your company's Facebook page? They look at you because they know. So when you usually go through all of these things, and then you reorganize and you relaunch, I've not yet heard of one employee that the boss says, hey, you guys can work from home, right? We're going to set you up with Wi-Fi and a computer and a nice chair and a desk, or just take your crap here, just take it onto the house. We'll have you sign a waiver for it or whatever the hell, right? And the employee's like, no, I don't want to do. No. That's not the case. So at the end of the day, the pivot usually at the end of this, they've realized in the new business here is the boss, is the CEO. That was the pivot. Some folks can work anywhere in the world. Some folks don't. Some folks can make lemonade from lemons. Some folks can't. And right now, to be honest, Black minority clients, customers, businesses, anything right now, you better get on the bandwagon because you're actually late. They saved the NBA, they saved the NFL, they saved the music industry, they saved the frontliners. I mean, come on now. So you may focus as a company on PPEs, but who's wearing the PPEs? So you want to be that diverse company. You want to know who your client really is. And right now, you may think B2B, but in the day, who are your clients? Because folks, we kind of know what we need at this point. But we need help getting it done and figuring out what it's going to cost us to do it. And people are outsourcing 30, 40, 50 jobs, entire departments, and then being able to focus and retrain the people that are in their office with them on what they really enjoy doing. And it's safer. Folks are actually working at home. They're working abroad. You're not having all these employees. It's a great thing, you guys. I want to thank outs.com for that. You guys have benefited the whole thing. Here's Outs. Cheers to all of you guys. And cheers to everyone out there that chimed in. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I know that we've been having it going. The show was a great show. Thanks for being here, and I will talk to you soon.